All right, so I'm here in the garage buttoning some things up. Phil is here helping me do the electrical, not helping me, but doing the electrical. The lift is 90% done. I still have to do the ramps to go up to it. I also have to do get the airlines run. So we're going to be Mike and Tony are coming here this weekend. We're going to be working on doing the Prevost stuff. So I'm just here in the garage, just kind of ironing some things out. I probably won't use this here very often. Maybe if we do some trainings and stuff here at OGHQ. But I figured I've had these sitting here for a while. The filters have never been replaced. This is my original cart model, which I bought. You can go back on the channel. It's probably 3.5 years ago when I bought this thing. And it's probably partially because of how good my water is at my house. You know, I have a well. I don't have any crazy filtration system that goes to the garage. Now, my previous house where I used this the most, we had city water, but the water must have been decent because I've never replaced the filters in this, not once. Now I know some people with really hard water will blow through their filters in 3 months. I haven't had any issue, and the TDS meter is actually still reading 0. I finally saw a few times where it read above 0. There's the little meter on the front. But what I figured I'd do is show you real quickly how to change these out. Hopefully I can actually get this broken loose. The CR comes with the wrench in order to be able to remove our filter holders. And so what we'll do is essentially. So again, these have been on here for a really long time, so hopefully I can get them off. Am I going the right way? I think so. I don't think they're reverse threaded. Unless I'm reverse threaded, let's see. Yeah, this is definitely the way to take it off. I don't want to break my little plastic wrench. I was doing it backwards. I'm an idiot. There we go. Flip this around. Turning it the wrong way. Don't do that. Don't turn it the wrong way. All right, so we're gonna move our tanks, get some water all over the floor. I should have done this outside. So we got the Swiss Trax floor. So I don't see the water that's gonna mold up. So I generally just leave the water in them all the time. All right, so let me go dump these out. All right, so let's be a little smarter about this, do this outside. So all we do, see the nice thing about these cartridges is I don't have to deal with resin, right? I just have to deal with a little bit of water. So I just flip it over, take out my old filter. Let that drain, put in my new. So one of the disadvantages of these filters is you don't use as much resin as you would if you filled up the whole canister. There's actually a company, a guy, kind of like, I think he's a lot like me, where he just kind of started out of demand, just started selling stuff. And so he has a system where they modify these and put a tube in. I've never talked to John about it at CR to see how viable, see what their stance was on it. But again, I haven't had an issue with these cartridges, probably again because my water isn't terrible. So I'd always wondered, how long would these last? And I think the answer is it's just dependent on how good your water is, how hard it is, and how much it zaps the resin. So anyway, you want to make sure you put the little ring on here so it sits nice and flush. So when you torque it down, it threads on properly. And then we also want to make sure that we have our rubber grommets in place as well. so the rubber around the ring. So we'll leave these outside. Let's go hook these up now. The thing I'm most excited about is getting all this chaos dialed in here. I've got all this stuff, you know, working on the new custom install solution here shortly. And again, the reason why I have this cart model is for my 1122 that's behind us, that will, you know, just mainly as my test mule. If I can get this up in here without, it might be easier to just flip the darn thing over. And this is the first time I've ever done this, so. Number 2. And so these filters, again, are expensive. And they say you get, you know, 300 gallons. And so you figure, you know, if you're rinsing a car, let's say at 2 gallons per minute, I only really use it for the rinse cycle. So 2 gallons per minute on our pressure washer, which would use a lot less water than using a hose. 2 GPM, let's say even if you washed for, I'd say a rinse is probably what, 5-6 minutes. So let's say 12 gallons, let's just say 10. Now let's round it up to 15 gallons per wash. You know, that's what, 20 washes before you need to replace. Now I've gotten way more than that. So I probably am using closer to 10 gallons. So 10 gallons on a wash, on a rinse, you know, and so that's, you know, 30 washes, and then I know I've gotten considerably more than that. So tighten it down. I like to keep it somewhat symmetrical. And then just to cue you in, you know, if you buy these from me, we sell them with quick disconnect option. So what I use is, you know, so this braided hose, this AN hose, comes with the CR, and so what I'll do is I'll use my inlet hose. You know, so one of my inlet hoses from the pressure washer. So this will go in. So we'll quick disconnect that in. This is one of my old quick disconnects, so it doesn't fit. But we'll go into the CR, out of the CR, into your pressure washer, and you know, it tends to work really well. So that's the real simple procedure for changing your filters. I have both the filters, and this is the DIC, which is the cart model. Behind me I have the wall mount model as well. That's the DIW. I think this is $429, that one's $399. You don't hold me to that, but they're both in my store. We sell lots of these things. You know, there are other options. The cleanliness, the fit and finish of this, I like the look of this better than the Simple Chuck, which is a very similar unit from the, from CR as well. So I still prefer this, you know, the CR Spotless version. I just think it's a really good looking and, you know, obviously well functioning system. So that's how we change out the resin filters. What happens when the force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to